Boom!
Let's
Welcome
try it.
everybody. As usual,
Yeah,
we're
let's
doing
try
a
it.
teardown.
Ah,
Come on,
tear
Jack.
down.
Sorry, we should have sync us
Messing
who's
up the
speaking first.
groove.
Totally.
That's okay. I'm Jack from Salesbread. That's Jeremy from Quick Mail. Let's do some tear down. Subject reads, Hey Jack,
So far, so
I'm
good.
already there. I've been a dedicated listener to your podcast. Have you now? We specialize in helping podcasts like yours triple their viewers and subscribers by repurposing your existing podcast into short form clips. If you don't get 10,000 views in 2 months, we'll work for free until you do. Interested? Cheers.
Okay. Wow. What do you
What do you
make of it?
say?
Did you
Uh,
reply?
I'm reading like the Cheers has. I shortened the name so it looks weird, but that's basically a signature. Um, did I reply? No. Not really a thing. But that doesn't necessarily say the cold email was good or bad.
Yeah,
I
that's
actually
true.
think this is pretty damn good. And I think this last sentence, if you don't get 10,000 views in 2 months, work free until you do, is the clincher for me. What about you?
Yeah, I really love it too. It's short, sweet,
Mm-hmm.
to the point. The value proposition is easy. I will just like the intro will leave a bad taste in my mouth, right?
Same,
Because
same.
it's obviously fake. And, at some point we have to ask yourself, like, do we want a fake intro? Because the rest was actually pretty darn good. So it's a bit of a
Well,
pity. The, Notice as well, there is no, sorry, go ahead for this.
yeah, for me, and this feels like good advice on every single campaign. Either you back this up with a concrete, specific compliment about the cast. Thanks for all the teardown episodes you guys have been doing over the years. You say that, and I'll buy it. I'll keep going. Or just axe it. So do it or don't. Don't half-ass a compliment.
Yeah, I agree.
So
100%.
you want to see what it looks like without it?
Well, either
To me,
that way
that's
we
bad
actually do
too.
it. Yeah, exactly. I think you kind of need that thing, but it needs to be a bit more concrete,
It's
as you
like,
say, right?
yeah. So I mean, the easy suggestion, Jeremy, that you and I could sit here and recommend is say, for every single podcast, you put a compliment here, let's spell it sort of right. Um, but that kind of also feels like a gimme. What's like the alternative if you wanted to like not use personalization, but customization, meaning like, let's try something here. Let's try something here. So if we said, Jack, you know, um,
Hey, kudos on launching episode number, 350 or whatever, So you
not
could actually get those
bad, not
things.
bad. Yeah. Okay. Kudos on hitting
Oh,
the,
plus,
350
even 300 plus
episode.
will actually be better.
How about this episode mile mark, milestone?
Yeah, milestone,
And
right?
then what's fun, and this actually feels like good advice to share, is like,
Oh yeah, of course.
um, this becomes a, merge tag. So you can kind of automate this whole thing, and yet it feels better, right?
Yep, 100%. That you can
What's
get
it
as
missing?
data. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Subject line is "Hey Jack," for real. I don't know. That's not for me. It kind of feels like it breaks my "when I send this to a colleague" rule. Like, hey, name. I've never done that. I'd probably just say like pod or podcast and be done with it.
right.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
actually,
open
what they're
that.
actually offering, right? If you get 10,000 views in 2 months, so it's like, more views, question mark, or podcast views. Yeah, 10, oh, nice. 10K, 10K views, 10K podcast. I like it. That's quite nice.
10, yeah, it's close. It's like I hate
Oh,
a 3-word subject line, but it could be like maybe. But again, even better than this to me is just podcast. Read about the damn offer so that it's more likely to be open and smells less like, bulk message. Right.
yeah. Plus, it could be sent by a listener, or it could be sent by, by someone who has an offer.
Yeah.
It's
It's
ambiguous. Yeah.
it's funny because like the the message this is trying to be disguised as in the subject line is like from a fan, right? So
Mm,
literally these first two lines, subject equals podcast, and then Jack Kuda's on the 350 episode milestone, is compelling for only one reason, Jeremy. Like, it must be from a fan, somebody likes the show, because up until now there's been no offer that tells me otherwise. So
sure.
aren't we trying to like model what a fan would say, and in which case lazy is better? Podcast lowercase.
I like podcast, honestly. It's just
Yeah.
like this is a topic. That's what a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people would do. One thing I would probably do is actually maybe instead of bringing through a compliment, actually bringing through discovery, which is, hey, Jack was listening to an podcast X that mentioned us. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? What do you
So,
mean?
so for example, if another podcast, let's say, I don't know, um, Outreach Kings is
Yeah.
mentioning us, then you reach out to us saying like, "Hey, was listening on, Outreach King and heard your
Yeah.
podcast being, being mentioned." That
Or
alone
yeah,
will be great.
that's great. You could do found your cast through the episode through Outreach Kings episode 31 or whatever.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
then you
that's
say
clever.
next, we specialize in helping podcasts, whatever.
Cool.
That's cool. The thing I would love as well is like you will notice that there is no social proof. We've been doing that with this channel and this channel. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to
That's
do that. Like, it's
that's a
fine to
really
work
good
for me for
point.
free, but am I gonna waste my time? My time is more precious than whatever you'll
How about
charge me.
yeah, right. So instead of saying helping podcasts like yours, we could say helping podcasts. Example given is, you know, Outreach
Or
Kings, and
recently
there you
out Street
go.
Kings and whatever.
That's clever. All right, let's give this a go.
Recently also implies you got more. So if you got just a couple of
Yeah,
clients, that could actually be a good one.
yeah. And maybe we say Outreach Kings and
Frog
Prospecting
mails.
World. Yeah, whatever. Now I would want this to be linked. What about you?
Yeah,
I would,
100%. And
and I
ideally
would
linked to potentially, is it their
YouTube,
podcast or their
YouTube,
YouTube? What about
short
um,
form clips with a bunch of views.
what about a use case that shows you how you quadruple, quintuple, whatever the number of
Mm.
views for them? And
No,
then
I
in
think
the,
since they're saying repurposing your existing podcast into short form clips, I would like to see a short form
yeah,
clip with,
okay.
30,000 views or something. Then I'm going to say, oh, okay, that's great. Now the next message, 100%, like that would be a cool case study. I have their reply, um, or sorry, follow up
The
below. We'll
follow-up,
get
yeah.
to in a
Hmm.
second. Yeah, but notice how they're talking about repurposing existing podcasts into short form clips. Why did they leave that out? Like, this should have been at the very least a YouTube link in their signature. See some of the clips we've done here,
Oh, nice. I like
right?
that. It's like see my portfolio type of thing, right?
But don't you think we're letting them off easy with the CTA? I don't hate it.
Yes.
I don't hate it, but like, is that the right one?
Interested? Question mark. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's a bit sloppy. I think. Okay, we can do better. We can do better. What do we
I think
do?
we could
Like,
do better.
yeah, what do we
Like,
do?
how about this? Okay, so we can, like, if we wanted to pull out all the stops and we had to get clients in 1 week, we don't have the luxury of time. We need this thing to work. My call to action would be just tell me the episode you're most proud of, and I'll go ahead and
Oh,
create
at no
a
charge.
short form clip at
Right.
no charge. Share it with you. It's going to be great. It's going to be highlights, and you'll have it. And if it really impresses you, all I ask is for a short call. Right? Maybe not
Not
even all
bad.
that, but
It's a lot of
yeah, like,
work, yes, but not bad
I don't
because it
care though,
still
Jeremy.
require. Yeah, it still require the other one to actually send something or reply with something of value.
Yeah, and then furthermore, it's like, okay, let's say it costs $500 to make these. Well, just do some math. Do some math and figure out how many you got to do. If you convert a quarter of them, and you can imagine if you took this extra effort and investment, like this is cold email. You could be giving that money to Facebook or Google, or you like just
I
treat it as
love
a
that.
marketing expense.
I love that idea. Yeah, I love that thing.
I want to move
Okay,
on
good
to the
reframe.
follow up. Okay.
Yeah, how did they follow up?
Jack, hi Jack. Same thread, by the way. Hey Jack. So it says, I understand how difficult it is to attract new listeners to your podcast. All right, keep talking. That's why at Vox Digital, we help podcasters like you get more viewers and make 3 times more money with your existing podcast content. We are offering a free, and they put it in all caps. So free
Free.
15-minute call to walk you through the process. Should I send you the link for the meeting? Cheers. This
Weird.
was perfect, Jeremy. This was perfect. I
Oh, you
love
think
the
so?
first line. Yes. Yes. I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah. So do I. We're
I have a
we're we're here.
I have a problem with people saying, I understand how difficult it is, like as if they know my situation where they don't. So maybe that's a European thing, but I actually don't like this angle
Tell
because it
me why.
shows, I don't know, there's probably some arrogance into like, thinking instead of me. I don't like that, right? So I prefer people to ask me or like say, most people find it difficult. So that way, you're not maybe it's not difficult for you. Or that's kind of thing. Maybe it's
As
like I say,
you
maybe
would
it's a personal thing.
Okay, but a slight change could have been after working with 300 podcasters over the last 5 years.
Or
Uh,
the number one thing people tell us when we work with them is that how difficult it is to ask. It's like, okay, cool, I get
Yeah.
it. Like you're not presumably, talking instead of me. I like
I
that.
see. I see. So I
Like
think it's a
you don't know
pretty great
shit, dude.
selling
Like you don't
framework.
know me. It's like that.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like personally.
Or yeah, you can say a lot of the podcasters that I work with that have been doing it for 5 years, 10 years plus, they tell me it's still pretty
Number one
difficult to get
reason
new
or
listeners.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
right.
That way
That's
works.
why.
It's just the angle. Yeah.
Okay, don't assume. I like that. That's fine.
Don't assume. That's
Um,
exactly right.
and then the rest drops off. There's nothing really new here. And no, I don't want a link for a meeting to walk through the process. Like this would have been better at the very least,
Why don't
link
they
to a
give the
case
link?
study.
Yeah, or why do they give the link directly to their meeting stuff? It's like, hey, see if there is a time that works for you. More than happy
Yeah,
to, make things work around for you. If none of the times works, whatever. Like, why would I need to reply to them so they can send me the calendar link? That's kind of awkward. Is it probably
right.
to avoid, deliverability issues, maybe with a link to their
Maybe to
calendar?
get more engagement. Ready?
Hmm.
Maybe. Sorry, Jeremy. I took away the screen share just
No,
to
that's
make sure
cool. I
my
think
next one was lined up.
oh, okay.
So basically, let's wrap with uh, don't do this lazy follow up. They could have easily done um, at the bare minimum a case study to share, more social proof, the podcasters they've worked with, and a different CTA, um, like a trial project that if you weren't 100% pleased, you'd return their money and then something like
There are
that.
things to do, right?
Absolutely.
Things to explore. And that could be
Okay,
like different A/B testing, to be honest.
Jeremy, we're at 10 minutes. Do we throw in a third? Do we throw in a third? Listeners, let's poll the audience. Let's do a really fast one. Let's do a
My
really
cat
fast
is
one.
not around. Meow. All right,
Okay,
let's do
now it
it.
is. All right,
Oh man,
check this
it's
one
it's
out.
long.
It's not that long. 3 sentences. Name, ensure company stays compliant. Time to follow your annual report. Okay,
Oh, it's a
gross,
different
but
thing. Okay, got
yeah,
it.
it's different. Name, time is ticking for company's annual report filing. To avoid the hassle and the $400 late filing fine, order your filing with company. Our service design, blah, 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 blah. This is a scarcity pitch, and we almost never get this in a cold email. Did they do scarcity right? That's all I want to talk to you about. It's kind of a bonus one. How would you have used
Okay.
scarcity here?
Yeah, they're right. There is a time for feeling tax reporting.
Yeah. What do you think? Would you have used scarcity given that it literally is a rare case where if they sit back on this, they lose? In this case, $400.
Well, their service better cost less than $400. That's
I
my
love
thinking.
that. That's so smart. So then, yeah, so maybe pricing would be important to share on this email, you think?
Yeah, potentially, yes. Like,
My goodness.
I don't know. Like,
All right.
we charge 6 times more than anyone else, but we avoid you the $400 fee. It's nice. It's an interesting thing. At least it makes me think, right?
Yeah.
Or if my lawyer is on top, or like accountant, if my accountant is on top of things, if it's late,
Right.
then I'm fed up with my accountant. I hear that a lot, Jack. Like people are fed up with their accountants, people missing deadlines, like all those sort of things. So maybe that's the angle here, right?
Want us to take care of this for you so you never have to worry about it again?
Yeah,
You
could
never get
be.
those fees
But
again?
but here's the thing is that this is a very time sensitive campaign because time is ticking is only now because of April, right? If tax season
Yeah,
is over, like let's say in June, what do you do? Do you run a different campaign? Obviously, because time is
you
not
have
ticking.
to. You
So
have
how
to.
would you actually approach that? Maybe they have a different
Uh,
campaign. You don't know.
you'd have to. Yeah, this
But
this
but
would
think
break in June.
think about it. Like if I'm late already, or it's looking like I'm gonna be
Approaching.
late. Do you have time and hassle to actually contact them? At least I would expect. Oh, there you go. They do say pre-filled form you can fill in under 5 minutes. So they really go for speed here, which actually kind of makes sense because
Yeah,
if we're coming to an end and time is ticking, then you better make
right.
everything super simple. Like click here to actually, sign up and do everything.
That's right. Now, Jeremy, there's only one other thing I want to cover with you today, and that is let's give a round of applause to the person who built this list. Okay, that's pretty
Oh,
that's
because
pretty
you are
good.
late.
Think about this. Now, I'm not
Maybe
saying this
everyone
was sent
is.
to me. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
this was
yeah.
sent to me. I may have found it, but this, I think, half of the reason this email has something going on for itself has very little to do with the message, the scarcity angle, and more about they're reaching out to a business that has only a few weeks to file, right? And maybe so from a list builder, I look at this and I say, nice. That's pretty good. Keep that going and just look. I would never have said time is ticking. That's awful. Come on. So it's like, you know, company has until you know company still has, this is what
Or
I would have done,
deadline.
still has, you know, 8 days to do its annual report filing. Um, if it'd be valuable, I can help you avoid
How about
the
instead of paying
hassle.
the $400 late fee fine?
Yeah, but like that's not the alternative because I can just stop what I'm doing and do it myself, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah,
But
that's true.
right, so say if it'd be valuable, I can help you avoid the fine, the hassle, and the filing fee. Um, if if you'd like, and then like forget my company, that's not relevant even right now. Um, we do this all day long for CEOs
I love it.
that value time, their time and
Yeah.
headache saved. You know, it takes 5 minutes. I send you a form, and then like, P.S. Here's more details on pricing and etc. Like, I probably would have that. Do you like it better or worse?
Miles better. Their CTA was questions, question mark. It's like, come on.
Well, Jeremy, you have it here. It was miles better from Jeremy's mouth to your ears. I mean, I think that's a great place to end the cast. I'm happy with that.
There was some great
Um,
teardowns actually. Yeah.
Not
There's
bad,
a lot
not
of things to
bad.
learn from that.
That's right. So if you have a teardown, I've done this for my email newsletter kind of recently. Let's do it for the podcast listeners. You're sitting on a teardown that, or a cold email, even a LinkedIn message that you think is pretty good. but you want Jeremy and I to knock it down and build it back up stronger, send it over to podcast@quickmail.io and we will do just that. If it's pretty good, like let's have a good cast. So send us your best.
We'll also anonymize it, so don't worry about like being singled out or whatever.
There you go. Unless that's what you're into. Um,
Let us know.
let us know. And you can check out course.quickmail.io as well for the full breakdown masterclass. That's this podcast, but in sit down and learn and to do it like a good agency kind of setting. All right.
Love
Thanks,
it.
Jeremy.
Thanks, Jack. See you next
See
time.
ya.